Hello, beautiful beings. It's been a little bit of a while since I've been here to do a reading. And today we've got quite an interesting reading. We're going to be looking at what is this connection teaching you, or what do you need to learn from this connection? So we're going to be looking at that from a broader perspective, then how that's playing out in physical reality, and then your advice in the connection. Because relationships are quite a complex thing. I mean, they are the best teaching grounds. Everybody wants to be loved. And as we've been programmed, we often think that that love needs to come through in some sort of romantic form. So what better place for the universe, God, spirit, source, the divine, the beloved, whichever term you resonate with, what better place to then use relationships as our best teacher, our guide. So now let's have a moment for the piles. Pile 1 is this pile over here, which is the blue calcite. Have a good look at that. Pile 2 is this one, obviously in the middle, and this is Aventurine. And then pile 3 is this one over here, and that's the Selenite wand. Okay, so when you choose your piles, take a deep breath in and a slow exhale. And pick the one that either jumps out at you or that you feel your heart most resonates with. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this blue calcite, this is your reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put your oracle cards over here. Let me put them on the side. Actually, that's just going to be better. And we're going to start off with your tarot, and we're going to look at your tarot, your oracle cards afterwards. Okay, so what is really important whilst I'm shuffling the cards is that here at the Priestess Sophia, the main thing is that you don't take my word as gospel. The main thing is that you are here to start learning, if not already doing that, exercising your own intuition, to listen to messages that stand out for you and those that resonate for you, because sometimes the way our intuition works is like a puzzle piece. So we get shown one message, which then leads us to another message, which then leads us to another message. So I could just say a phrase here that resonates with you, and that is more profound than the entire reading, or maybe the entire reading resonates with you. The other thing is to look out for like sort of triggers, like what stands out for you, and ask yourself why. Like, why do I feel angry when I hear her saying that? Okay? And then also, if something doesn't resonate, you don't have to take it. It's not yours. It doesn't have to be yours, you know. You can either choose to take it on or not. Yes. Now, let's get into the reading. What is pile 1 learning from this current connection? What is this connection teaching them? What is this connection that pile 1 is thinking of teaching them? What is this connection teaching them? Okay, so we're going to look at from an overall perspective. Okay, so what is the main lesson behind this? What is it teaching you? Okay, that's what's happening. This is the main lesson. This is how it is playing out physically. Okay, let me take that one. And yes, I do read reversals unless I feel like it needs to be changed. Then I will change it. And then this is your advice. Ooh, I'm not going to take that card. I don't even know what that was. Those of you who saw that, that was specifically for you. I just saw some yellow. So we might be dealing with some solar plexus issues, maybe some sort of control. Someone is controlling someone else in this connection, or both. Sometimes that control can be very subtle. Okay, so let's check. Card 1, does this need to be in the reverse or upright? Okay, reverse upright. Okay, so in this, okay, so the way it's landed, it's completely correct. Okay, so firstly, we're starting off with what you're learning here right now. So we've got the King of Swords in reverse, and we've got the Two of Wands in reverse, and we've got the Three of Wands in upright. Okay, so what I'm getting, that for whoever has drawn pile 1, this connection, for me, it has strongly to do with father issues. So who's ever chosen this, I think there's a very strong likelihood that you may have had a father who is very cold, who could have been very selfish, and I almost feel could have been actually quite narcissistic. The King of Swords usually works with his own intuition, is logical, but balances that with his intuition, and actually does come from a very I wouldn't say yes, from a heart-centered space, because he is working from his intuition, and he works from a space where he is actually very rational, but it is not in the sense where it is just all mind-based. And when we get to the King of Swords, he's acting in reversed. He's acting from a place of selfishness, and he's acting from a place where his mind rules him in a way that is very, very unhealthy. And I feel that for the people who've chosen pile 1, that many of you, it may not be all of you, may either be dealing with a narcissistic partner at this moment, or someone who demonstrates some sort of narcissistic traits, or is at the very least emotionally and possibly mentally or psychologically manipulative or abusive. I know that can be a heavy message, but I do not want you to take it that way. If this doesn't resonate, you can choose another pile. That's one possibility. And then the other possibility is that it's speaking to those who had a father who was very cold and maybe even absent. That's not resonating. Keep going with me for a little bit. There may be a message for you here, but if not, you can change to one of the other piles. And I feel like what you're being taught here is to start listening more and making decisions based off on what your own intuition tells you. Because we spoke a lot about intuition here. And I feel the people who have chosen this pile have often listened to the guidance of their partners and the guidance of men in their life. And this is specifically, obviously I'm speaking to women, but if you're identifying more with the feminine energy, that giving the masculine an opportunity to decide for them, as opposed to listening to their own their own wants, to looking at how they actually want to create their own world and what they want for themselves in the world. So if you look here, I feel like it's not listening and using your own discernment and your own beliefs and your own sense of judgment to choose exactly what it is that you want. And that has sort of left you, even though Three of Wands is a very positive card, the way I'm seeing it here, is that has sort of left you waiting for ships to come in. You see these ships here at the bottom, waiting for things to pan out. And I feel what people are learning in this relationship, and it's specifically possibly whoever you're in connection with, is someone who is either very selfish and doesn't really make decisions from a healthy place and makes it from a very mind-based place. And I feel then often turns their back on you as well. I feel like here you're really being asked to start looking at what is my intuition and my heart tell me, and what does my spirit tell me, my own spirit, my connection to source, and what is it that I want in this world. Like, I have the world in my hands, and I get to decide what I want, and I can decide based off on what I think and believe about the world, and then I get to make plans the way that I want to. So I feel like that is very strongly the overall lesson here. How it is playing out, yeah, there we go. How it is playing out is we've got the 7 of Swords in reversed. Should this be in reversed or upright? I'm hearing it should be in upright. And we're getting the Empress upright. And that's going to stay in upright. And 2 of Pentacles upright or reversed upright as well. So how that is playing out is I am seeing that whoever you're involved in a connection with, that they take a lot of your energy actually. They see you as very nurturing. They see you as very loving. They find you beautiful. They find you attractive. They find you warm. They find you like a really, really safe place. But they don't respect that. And they come and they take what they want. And they're not honest about what it is that they're taking and what they want. And then they leave. And then you're left wondering, confused about whether or not this is actually the right thing for you. And you keep often going back and forth, wondering about this connection. And as I said earlier, that's possibly because of the way that a father had taught you and didn't necessarily allow you to listen to what it is that you wanted and asserted a lot of dominance and authority over you. And was very selfish in the way that they behaved, in a way that you may have felt that you then needed to actually pander more to your father's needs rather than your own needs. It could also be a mother, but I'm very strongly feeling that it is father energy for whoever pile 1 is. And now that's how it is playing out in this relationship, where the person that you're asking about seems to be taking from you and exploits you for the kindness and love and warmth and givingness that you have, and exploits your femininity, exploits your softer bits. I even feel like this person may actually sometimes make you potentially feel like they are juggling you between other options. If it is another person, I've always asked for my readings that it is something that you know about. So if you're having a suspicion about that, then this isn't something that you don't know. So I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. But this is a real confirmation also for you to know that if you are being messed around by that person, we do have this here. I do feel like almost like this person can often take from you and then present it that it's as though they've got so many things going on, their life is so busy, and when in actual fact it's just that they're hiding the fact that they are actually being deceptive, and that they may not be presenting themselves as they say they should be presenting themselves. And furthermore, when I look at the King of Swords here and the 7 of Swords underneath, that confirms for me that it is quite a selfish person who is more concerned about what they want. This person could also have their own sort of issues with their mother. I do feel like could have been very attached to the mother and very much still stuck in a very sort of boyish, immature kind of energy around that connection, and that could also be playing out in your relationship. Okay, let's see what your advice is. Okay, wow, beautiful. So for advice, we've got the Lovers, we've got the 10 of Swords, and we've got the Star. So the Lovers isn't always about romantic relationships. It's often also about our choices in our life path and how we balance our own masculine and feminine energy, which is quite interesting because we were talking about a bit of a wounded, not a bit, but a wounded masculine in this reading. And here we have the 10 of Swords. So what I do feel is that what your advice is to surrender to the truth of what you already know. So give up on the trying to make sense of what is what else can be done in this connection, because I do feel like this person has taken a lot of your energy, a lot of your time, a lot of your resources, and I almost feel like for you the best thing to do is realize this is the end. This isn't going to happen anymore. And because you're showing up as the Empress, I do feel like you're very much in your power, because we also have the Star card here. So I feel like you're being encouraged, because we do have this 10 of Swords energy in between. Your advice is to let this be the end. This is the worst. You will no longer be stabbed in your back around whatever has been happening in this connection. And it is also to just allow yourself to just rest and to just be with where this is. I feel like for those of you who've chosen pile 1, you are really looking for someone that is going to be your true soulmate. And I do feel like that wish is going to definitely be granted, but you have to allow this situation to end. You have to see that this person taking from you and speaking the way that they speak to you is not okay, and to put up a boundary around that. And I do feel like you've already done that actually, but to hold that. And I feel like this reading is almost coming as a confirmation to remind you that you are allowed to decide what it is that you want for your life and what you want for your world. And you're at this point now, through learning this lesson in this relationship, that you get to decide. You get to decide using your own intellect, your view of the world, your understanding of the world is enough. It is enough. And through that, you are going to be able to make decisions that are going to be in alignment with what is your more true, authentic self. And we're seeing a lot of nakedness here. And I feel like what you're being advised here, pile 1, is to also be a lot more honest with yourself about who you really are, and what a beautiful, powerful being that you are. I think some of you may even really resonate with being a star seed. Maybe you like looking up at the stars. Maybe you have your very own connection with the stars and even with the earth. So you very much are someone who is here to bring about light and love, and you do it in a very unique way. It doesn't even have to be in the way that the spiritual community could talk about it. It's very much in your own expression. And I feel like you really are being asked by your guides, by your angels, by God, to step more into who you are and to be honest with that. And to realize that what it is that you wish for is going to come for you, but you need to surrender the situation that is no longer serving you. You need to surrender this relationship and then allow yourself to make decisions that are really in alignment with your truth. Okay, so let's see what your oracle card says. So we've got ignite your passions. Ooh, lovely, the fire guardian. We've got keep an open mind. Ooh, I really like that for this reading. We've also got Uzume, which is the goddess of humor. And then we've got your guardian angels. Oh, I love that because we were just talking about them. And then we've got competition, warrior guides. So for me, this competition card is just really confirming, I feel like I want to put it in the center here, is really confirming what this relationship is about. So we've got warrior guide. So this relationship could have actually been quite argumentative, or this person that you've been involved with could have been very argumentative, or even you've been around that sort of energy quite a bit. And it could be quite passionate, and that's maybe what's drawn you in and kept you there, because you yourself are a very passionate person. But I feel like you've come to the point in this situation where this relationship is not moving in the way that you'd like it to move. And this person is resisting meeting you where you're at. And I feel like the way that you're going to get out of this, very much look at this beautiful, we're seeing like a lot of red energy. And for me, that's the root chakra. So it's as though you're being asked to really start looking at what makes you feel stable, right? What makes you feel stable? What makes you feel safe? Because the root chakra has to do with that. What makes you feel like you are in your power? And how that's going to serve you is it's going to allow you to choose what's best for you and attract a mate that is going to be best for you. So this Ignite Your Passions card talks about a very strong spiritual and sexual connection with someone, which is interesting because we do see this a lot of this nudity over here. So for me though, because this is your advice, we're not getting those cards here, is that if you can trust, let this situation go, you are going to attract a relationship that is going to bring a lot more of that strong sexual attraction and a lot more of a very strong spiritual connection and a strong intimate bond. And when we say sexual, I don't mean sexual in a way like where this person just superficially wants to actually sleep with you, but someone who wants to be intimate with you, someone who wants to make love to you, pile one, someone who wants to kiss you and hold you passionately and be there for you in that way. And I feel like what your angels and your guides are saying, we are with you. We know what you've been through, not only in your childhood, but through this connection. And we want you to know, laugh. It doesn't have to be that heavy. Keep an open mind. Remember that this is just an experience, and we want you to release this experience and just let it go. You can also, like the Seven of Swords, take what you need from this experience, take what you need to learn, surrender to it, allow yourself to heal, and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. If you can bring more humor into the situation, focus more on yourself, and realize that this situation here, what this relationship is actually teaching you, is that you can choose for yourself. What do you really want for yourself? And be light-hearted about it. You're going to attract a mate that is going to really connect with you on a much deeper level than this person has. Whatever this person has given you. They're going to meet you where you're at. They're going to be your equal. They're going to be a partner and not a project. Okay? You're not going to have to teach them about things here, because even when I look at these energies on this side, pile one, I feel as though you've been more mature and more caring and more nurturing and more emotionally available in this connection. Remember, the counterpart to the Empress is not the Seven of Swords, and it's also not the King of Swords in reverse. It's the Emperor, okay? So pile one, I hope that resonates. Please let me know down in the comment section if that resonated with you. I know there were some deeper issues that we discussed in this reading, but here at the Priestess Sophia, we're real about things. I'm not just going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what's for your highest good and what I'm sensing for you. And I hope you found a message that resonates here for you. Remember, you don't have to take on board anything that I do say, but pile one, if you can let this connection go, see it for what it is and see the lesson that it's teaching you, which is that you get to choose for yourself what you want in your world and choose what you want for your long term. Choose what's going to be best for you and your expression. What is going to be supportive for who you want to be. You're going to attract that mate very quickly. And you're going to live a very happy life when you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh back at this connection and you're going to realize, I can't believe I was that silly. I can't believe that I was in that situation. And you can would be able to completely see the humor in this situation. All right, pile one, if you'd like a private reading with me, please do check the description box. And if you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And also, I'd appreciate it very much. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile two, if you chose the Aventurine, this is your reading. I'm going to put your oracle cards over here. We're going to check it out at the end. So while I shuffle the cards and I connect with everyone who chose pile two, everyone who's chosen pile two, yes, this is a timeless reading. I'd like you to remember that here at the Priestess Sophia, the main purpose is for you to develop your own intuition and your connection with the universe. To understand your own healing, to understand where you can grow, where you can step into your best version, and for you to start communicating with the universe in your own way and with your own understanding, and being able to sense for yourself when a message is for you and when it isn't for you, because sometimes messages don't just come through in cards, they come through in things people say and do, you know. So I'd like you to remember, if you'd like a personal reading, because I do those, please check out my description in the description box. But for these general readings, pick up where something does feel like it resonates for you, right? Like, how does it make you feel? And if something's triggering you, just remember to ask yourself, like, why is that? You know? Sometimes the readings can, the messages can come through puzzle pieces. Sometimes the reading or the message doesn't make sense right now, but could in the future. But it's always up to you to take what does feel like it resonates and let go of what doesn't feel like it resonates. Okay, so pile 2, what we're going to do is like, what we want to know, what is this connection teaching you? What is, okay, wow, we've already got the sun that's just popped out there. So this is what's happening on the, this is the main lesson. So this is the overall lesson, okay? Okay, I feel like, okay, we're going to take 2 cards, which is interesting. Okay, this is how it is playing out in the physical. So how it's playing out in the relationship. I want to take that card as well. And this one. Okay, and then, ooh. And then this is what your advice is. Okay, we've got that. I saw what that card was. This is your advice. Do we want that? No. What is your advice? What is your advice? I feel like pile 2, you've been in a lot of relationships that have required quite a bit of work. And I feel like that is going to change. So let's see what this relationship is teaching you. Okay, we've got the sun. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Does it need to be in reversed? No, it needs to be upright. Okay. And we've got the 8 of Pentacles. And then we have the 4 of Cups. So what I'm getting from what the overall lesson of this is very much a inability. So people who've chosen pile 2, I feel like you start a project and then it doesn't necessarily go the way that you want it to go, and then you get despondent and you struggle to see the blessing. So I almost want to say, I feel like pile 2, there's a you're learning how to trust the universe, and there's a need to learn how to trust the universe and trust your skills, and trust that if things do not go the way that you want them to go, there is always, you are always supported. I mean, this is the most positive. You've got the sun here. It's the most positive card in the deck. And I feel like when you look at the sun and the Ace of Pentacles together like this, I feel like you're really being, and look, when the aces are all about gifts from the universe, about something coming to you. And I feel, I don't know why I keep doing this with my hand, is I want to go like, because even if we look here, this person is crossing their hands and there's a gift coming from the universe. And here this person is like got things in their hands and looking down. So I almost feel like you need to allow yourself to receive a little bit more. So the universe, God, source, the divine, however you want to see it, is teaching you through this relationship to receive, to learn how to receive, to learn how to not feel like you have to work at every single little detail, and that sometimes getting stuck in the details is actually what's causing your despondence and your disappointment. And then you get so stuck on what didn't work out because you were looking at so many of the details that you completely miss what the universe has actually given you. I feel like you're also being learned to trust that your skills and the work that you do is enough, and to trust that the projects that you do want to work on, the things that you want to work on, are going to work out. You just need to keep working at them and putting in the right energy, which is beautiful, positive energy, and trust that they will take shape the way that they need to take shape. I feel like there's a lot of divine timing at play here, and also allowing divine timing and allowing yourself to receive, and also not thinking that everything has to be such hard work. And I really do feel that is what this relationship is teaching you. It's teaching you faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in the work you've done, and to not get too caught up in the details. And that is how you're going to receive. So let's see how this is playing out in the physical. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups. Do we want him reversed or upright? Okay, we want him upright. Do we want the Three of Cups, upright or reversed? Upright. And then do we want upright or reversed? Upright. All of them upright. So this is interesting. What? How is this playing out? I feel like you've got options. I feel like it hasn't presented itself yet. But I feel like you are stuck on one situation at the moment. Like you've made your mind up about something. It's interesting because the two of wands came up in the previous deck as well. So you may resonate with that. But the energy is a lot, like this energy feels quite different to pile one, but maybe there's a message for you in pile one. If that resonates with you, then please do go ahead with that. But what I feel like is this is not necessarily what's playing out in your life right now. I feel like it is going to play out. For those of you that it's going to play out, because I feel like there's two scenarios and I'm going to go into those two scenarios. So the first scenario is like this isn't happening just yet. I feel like there may be, because you're in a relationship, and I feel like you've gotten so stuck on this relationship that you do not realize that you actually have options. And what I mean by options is that there are other potential partners around you right now that you actually do not see. And they may be in your friendship circle that are better suited and more emotionally available than the current partner that you have. That is scenario one, okay? Scenario two is that, and that could be happening right now, or it could be happening in the future, or like within the next few weeks, say 4 to 6 weeks. That's scenario one. Scenario two is that the person that you're with, that they are kind of like a friend. They're a friend. And either, I feel like one of you has friend zoned the other, or someone in this connection has friend zoned the other person. But because of that, they haven't come and made the decision, or that person hasn't picked them. And it's almost like I feel, that's what's coming through. So it's these friends, someone has friend zoned the other. There is a mutual attraction, but it's not coming together because someone is too scared to make the decision to come forward and present their feelings. Yeah, that's scenario two. Scenario three is, I feel like you think your person is a lot more flirtatious than they actually are. And that they may be spending a lot of time socially with people, but actually they do have feelings for you, but they're afraid of sharing their feelings with you because they feel like you've already made your mind up about a whole bunch of things. Like it seems that you come off a little bit more decisive, even though you might not be, but you're coming off a little bit more decisive, and they feel like they can't come forward with you, and you're perceiving them in this way here, instead of actually seeing that they do want to offer you what it is that you want to offer, what they want to offer you. So there's 3 different scenarios. I would be very interested to know which scenario you resonate with. And then I think for a select few of you, you may be dealing with someone who's actually very, very flirtatious and has flirted, and there may have been a little bit too much drinking, and they may have kissed someone else, and that may have actually upset you, and you decided to turn your back on the situation, and that wasn't actually really what you wanted to do, but you had to do it because you had to respect yourself. And I feel like this person still wants to come towards you even though they've done that, but I don't think that you actually want that. And I feel like that's how that's playing out for you. And it's almost what you're being taught in that situation, if you resonate with that last little scenario, is see that as a gift. There's a lot of cups going on here, and I feel like you're being given a lot of gifts by the universe. And I feel like for all of you, any pile 2 people, it's to start just taking a bit of a step back, putting some light on a situation, and being able to go like, oh wow, actually, I've been gifted a lot of things recently, because you really, really have. But yeah, there's a lot of scenarios going on in this reading. It's quite interesting. Let's see what your advice is. Oh, wow. We had the 10 of Swords in exactly the same place in the previous reading, which I think is fascinating. So I will say again, for anyone who chose pile 2, maybe check pile 1. There may be a message in there for you if you were drawn to that pile as well. Okay, so upright or reversed? Upright, okay. I feel like you're being advised to also let go of situations, cut out the situations that aren't working for you. And you can be swift in that. And you can find out for yourself. Your advice is what nurtures me, what feels more nurturing. And I feel like there's been a lot of mental searching in this group, like a lot of trying to make sense, because we do have the 8 of Pentacles here. So I feel like a lot of work has gone into trying to make sense of this situation, which is interesting because we had all these scenarios that came up here for how this lesson is being played out in the physical. And I feel like that is also a representation of you trying to make sense of what's going on between you and this person. You can't make sense of this person. You don't understand why this person does the things that they do, but it is going to make sense. The universe is going to give you a beautiful opportunity, and you're going to get a lot of clarity through if you follow this advice, which is just to let go of this, surrender to it. What the worst that can have happened in this connection, whatever has happened, I don't feel like it's actually been that bad in this group. It's just to let go of the thinking. Just let go of the thinking and try the truth seeking and the investigation and the needing to understand and the searching and I almost want to say the stalking. I feel like there's been a lot of really like trying to make sense, trying to find clarity, trying to find truth. And it could be done in so many different ways. It could be done through watching a lot of readings online. It could be by checking their social media. It could be by just completely analyzing all the time. And I just feel like you're really being asked to stop doing that and move out of the mental space and actually focus a lot more on the physical and where you can place your energy in a way that is going to bring you a lot more abundance. And this is amazing. There is a bunny and the Queen of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite here in the corner, and I have never ever seen that bunny there. And bunnies have recently become a sign for me, so that's a sign of abundance, definitely. And I feel what you're being told here is when you focus on what it is that you want to create more of in the physical, not working too hard. It's the type of energy that you're using. It's find things that you can nurture that make you the things you nurture, make sure that they nourish you. The things you nurture, make sure they nourish you. And focus your energy on that. Focus your energy on that. And that is going to yield exactly the things that will nourish you, So the more you nurture the things that nourish you, the more you'll feel nourished and the more you'll create your own abundance. And I do feel almost in a way that this pile, more than pile 1, it's a lot more around helping you bring in new opportunities that do come in the form of your work for you. And I do also feel that there's going to be a lot of celebration coming through for you in the next few weeks as well. The more you can focus on nurturing what it is that actually nourishes you. Let's see your oracle cards. You have Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Okay. We've also got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, so I do think that's quite interesting because we had so many scenarios coming here where it's like someone's been friend zoned, and if you do feel like that's the case, I think you already know the truth about this connection. And if not, the clarity is definitely going to come through, and it's going to come through at the right time. But I do want you to know, if this connection doesn't work out the way that you want it to work out, it's actually for your best. You may get stuck on that, but you need to learn that you're being taught to trust here. And if we go with a third party situation playing out here, and it wouldn't be something, I'm not mentioning anything that you don't know yet. Like I said, one of the scenarios is if this person has kissed someone else and you felt that you had to make a different choice and choose yourself. That was the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do. And I almost feel like that unrequited love is talking about someone who's not necessarily 100% on your level. And here we've got the in-between. I don't know how you pronounce the name, Calcite. We've got the expansion card, 44. That's beautiful. And then we've got purpose. Oh, wow. That is absolutely stunning. And I think it's stunning because, so that's the card, purpose. And I just want you to look at it with this one too. Is, look at those, such strong energies. The reason why I think that is so beautiful, because I was, just before I took out the oracle cards, I was saying this is about like work and celebration, and it felt more like being on the right path. And I just want to say, if you're stuck around, pile to this person, this relationship, if it doesn't work out with this person, it's because this person isn't in alignment with what is right for you. And I feel like you've been struggling to make a decision about it. Like here, we've got this card. Some of you may have made the decision and you knew you needed to turn your back. It was the right decision. And you have got to let, if you are still struggling to make that decision, whoever this person is. So for some of you, this is going to resonate. For whoever this resonates, you already know what you need to do in this situation. And I feel that means you need to walk to a space that is going to be more nurturing and nourishing for you. And I do feel that when you do that, you are going to be on your purpose, on your path of abundance. This card's energy talks about, it's number 44. So 44 is usually also for me my number when my angels are around. So you may feel like you definitely are being divinely guided, and you have a bigger purpose here. Pile 2, you have a bigger purpose. This card talks about moving beyond, and it's made out of all of these spirals. As you can see, it's bigger spiral energy. It's a fractal energy card. Even when I'm just connecting with your energy, you get a lot of downloads, and there's a lot of stuff that comes through you, and there's a lot of understanding that you have about the world. And do not let someone who cannot come and show their feelings and give their feeling and love you the way that you need to be loved. Do not let that person determine how you move forward. And don't be afraid to make decisions that really honor you. And I feel like, yeah, that's what the oracle cards are saying. If you've already made those boundary decisions, because I don't feel like you're not doing that. I feel like there may be a little bit of hesitance around it. Trust that the decisions that you've made are really leading you on your purpose. With the right people, the people who are going to be most expressive. And you may already, even some of you, depending on what scenario you chose here, you may already be in that space. And this may be speaking of a past energy. It's like, if someone or something, and could be a mantra for you, if someone or something is not sure about you, you don't need to be sure about them. Be sure about yourself. Anyone who can't say hell yes to you doesn't need to be in your life, right? And I feel, Pile 2, you are here to do a lot of big things. And in order to create that support system and that support structure for yourself and ensure that you're nurtured and nourished, it's okay for you to make really like like strong decisions about what is right and what is wrong for you and what brings you joy and happiness and emotional fulfillment. And it's to trust that you don't have to get stuck in the details, like the bigger lesson is, don't get stuck in the details. Be open to receive. You are definitely going to get the gifts, the positivity, the joy, the full contentment, the whole sun. It's there for you. Alrighty, pile 2. I'd love to know what you thought about this reading. I think it is actually a very beautiful reading. I feel like there is a lot of decisive energy in here. Tell me what resonated the most for you. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comment section. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, please do check out the description box. And if you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, whatever time of day it is. Bye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. Welcome if you chose the Selenite wand. This is your reading. So we're going to look at your oracle cards right at the end. So while I shuffle and connect to your energy, I have shuffled before, but now I'm just going to connect to your energy. I'd like you to just reminisce about the situation. I almost feel like that's quite important. I feel like your mind might have been racing a lot about this relationship. And I feel it's where you're at right now. It's just to allow yourself to just breathe. And remember here at the Priestess Sophia that the focus is on you developing your discernment and your own intuition. And you do that by feeling into your body where something resonates. And if something triggers you, to also just be inquisitive about that. Like, why is that? And that's how you're going to develop your own intuition. It's a lot of the time through trial and error. And that's going to help you in your life. I'm going to leave that card there. So we're going to start off with what is the overall lesson. Ooh, okay. Okay. And then we're going to have we're going to have how that is playing out. How is this playing out? Okay. How is this playing out? And then we are going to look at some advice. Okay. One more card. Ooh, that one popped out. Okay, your cards popped out quite a bit, pile 3. So, I feel like this situation is probably moving and shifting and changing quite a lot. And there's a lot of fast moving energy in this space. That's why we felt like we needed to slow it down a bit. Okay, and look at this. There are cards attached. And I just spoke about fast moving energy. And we have the 8 of Wands behind the 8 of Cups. Yeah. Okay. That actually changes it quite a bit. I feel like your lesson, pile 3, is to not deceive yourself and to not cheat yourself out of the world. I feel if you've been feeling a little bit incomplete and sort of like empty and like, why don't things work out for me? And why do I feel like people always just end up taking from me? And this is what this relationship is teaching you, right? Is somehow you are cheating yourself out of something. And I know that can sound hectic, but when we know what we're doing in a situation, we can change it. We can't change what other people do. We can only change ourselves. And I think it was kind of interesting that it looked like we had 3 cards because I chose 3 cards for all the other piles except with pile 2. a fourth card popped out, but that was clear. And these popped out together, remember? So it was almost like kind of sneaky. But Eight of Wands is a very positive card. Eight of Cups is not negative. It's just a bit of a heavier energy. But it's almost like that's the thing. Don't cheat yourself out of a lightness, of opportunities, of new things coming. And I feel like that is what is happening here. I feel like somehow this relationship, if someone has cheated or lied, this is what we're learning here. I don't know how it's playing out in the physical. We're going to look at that now. But if someone has cheated or lied to you, what are you cheating yourself out of? What are you lying to yourself about? What are you not being honest to yourself about? And I feel like because Eight of Cups is a card that has to do a lot with emotions, it's about recognizing that you need to also allow yourself to feel on a deeper level, because that is how you're going to get clarity on how to move forward and get clarity on how to show up in the world. It's going to make you feel a lot more fulfilled. The world is about being at one with the universe, right? And we can't do that without having balance too. I know that there aren't necessarily cards of balance here, but we've literally got wands, swords, cups, and yes, now we've got this major arcana. We don't necessarily have pentacles showing up, but I feel like specifically with you, it's about really allowing yourself to be aware of all aspects of yourself. Don't get too caught either in the emotional or mental space, because I think that happens a lot for you. There are other things to you as well as in your spiritual, because Wands often also talks about the spiritual aspects, the energy aspects, the passion aspects, which can be spirit. And what's the overall lesson here is, what are you cheating yourself out of? Do you walk away too soon from things, and then you don't allow yourself the completeness that you need? Or do you not walk away when you need to walk away? And your emotions are going to be the key to tell you that. They're going to communicate to you what you need to know about what you need to get from the world. So don't cheat yourself out of any sort of emotional experience as well. So let's see how that's playing out in your relationships. In this relationship specifically. I don't know why I said relationships. Maybe this is happening for you in more than just one relationship. Okay, so I almost feel like someone has left in this situation. A relationship where you felt that it feels like it was a long-term partnership, and someone left, or there's a decision to leave or decision to move, because we're getting a lot of leaving sort of energy. We're getting here the Eight of Cups, we're getting with the Six of Swords, and we're also getting with the Seven of Swords, and even with the World also talks about traveling. So I feel like someone, and I mean, it's a lot of movement. That's why I said lots of fast moving energy here. So there's somehow a decision that there was a committed relationship, and someone decided to move. Someone decided to move. And I feel as though that has left you in a space where you're not necessarily knowing how to move forward. I feel like that's actually what's happened. If that doesn't resonate, then please choose another one of the piles. But it feels like this was a longer term relationship, and someone is deciding to move or has left. And it feels like they could have even maybe energetically they've left. But I do feel like this person it feels like they've left. Your person has left. And that has made you feel like, I don't know how to move forward. Okay. So let's look at what your advice is. Okay, so remember I spoke about emotions over here earlier. So we really do have that again, and we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So when the King of Cups is in reverse, it's often can be suppressed emotions. And the Queen of Wands she often talks about our true selves, and being who you really are, and embodying your full sexiness, your fullness, your all of the aspects that make you this vibrant person that you are, pile 3. This smart, attractive, creative, spiritual person that you are. And perhaps you may be very much like you're quite active on social media, or you'd like to be. And you'd like, or you're someone that's often in the public, but what's happening is you're not really allowing this full true expression in your identity, in your ego, to play out, because you're not listening to your emotions. I feel like there's a lot of trapped emotions going on, and I feel like this may be causing you a very big burden, pile 3, because we can see a 10 of swords is about stress, and I feel like it could very much be in the body, because when I'm looking at these cards, the 10 of wands, sorry, I said 10 of swords, I'm seeing that the body is tired, and I feel like it could be emotions that have gone unexpressed. And I don't feel that it is because your life is terrible, but I feel like this person may be leaving is allowing you to actually release old, I want to say like old trauma. And when you hear the word trauma, it can often be very triggering, but it could even just be things that are living within your cells that you have not yet released. I feel like the sunflower is also standing out for me quite a bit here. I don't know why. Maybe sunflowers are a connection, are a sign for you. And if it is, it's definitely obviously talking to you about this connection. But I do feel it's important for you to feel what you need to feel right now. Queen of Wands. Pile 3. You need to feel what you need to feel. Because if you do, I feel like that's going to allow you to be more in your power. And I feel as well that there is someone, a better match for you coming as well. I felt that with almost all the piles. I don't know if it was pile 2 that it wasn't that clear. That felt more career oriented almost. But I do feel like there is someone who is going to be more honest and open and caring, and actually probably you're going to end up in a committed relationship with, if you can start honoring how you feel, because you're a very feeling person, pile 3, and that is part of who you are as the Queen of Wands. That's actually what makes you attractive, that emotional vulnerability and the depth of emotion that you have. So your advice is to acknowledge more of that, and it's going to teach you a lot of lessons too, and it's what helps you teach others too, if you do resonate with that. So let's look at your oracle cards, pile 3. Let's see what else comes up so we've got set your sights higher, stargazer. This is a beautiful card. Yeah, whoever has stepped away or is thinking of stepping away. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Wow, very spiritual deck. Because we have Sophia, we've got divine wisdom. Isn't that interesting? This is the priestess Sophia as well. Interesting. I wonder if this is my pile. We've got risk. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I'm loving it. And then we've got the card blossom. And we just spoke about a flower, the sunflower, and then we've got the flower there too. Isn't that beautiful? I haven't looked at these cards before, so what a beautiful confirmation to see how this flower is coming up. So what I'm feeling here is that whatever has happened with this person here, because the Hierophant is also a very spiritual card as well, and the Queen of Wands is a bit more of the I know some people like to call her the witch of the deck, but there is definitely spirituality to her, is that I feel like whoever has left, who's departed, even energetically, there's the lesson here is strong. And do not cheat yourself out of getting what it is that you want. Because it may just be that your emotions are clouding your view at this moment. And it's only emotions that need to be released so you can be more of who you need to be. Whatever happened in this relationship, it wasn't just a lesson like a surface level lesson. This is a deeper spiritual lesson. This is a lesson in absolute divine wisdom. You will know exactly what it is. I mean, you've literally got religious factors and divine wisdom next to one another. And then even this card that says, set your sights higher. So I also feel that this is referring to the person that you're with. If you're not leaving this person, or this person hasn't left, maybe it is that the two of you need to find a way where, I do strongly actually feel though that this person has left though, pile 3. If that doesn't resonate, then please choose another pile. But I feel like it's really about looking at having to not settle and cheat yourself out of what you deserve. I mean, this is what the lesson was here, right? Don't cheat yourself out of what you deserve. What you want, you can have the world. You can have all of it. And you're supposed to, you know. So give yourself that. Risk that. Take the leap. Trust. Let go. Like, remember, there was a lot of fast moving energy here, right? So that movement is maybe also for you to let go. Let go of whatever you've been holding on to here in this connection. Just as this person may have left you, pile 3, it's right, you need to let them go. And that's also been guided by these 3 very spiritual cards here. So to please just trust that. This card talks about, like, even though it may not look like your life is changing or that things are going the way that you want, which I kind of got here with this energy of maybe cheat the lesson of this is that just looking at your life the way that it is, just by merely asking the question of, like, okay, so what's next? You're already growing, you're already moving forward, and to trust that you are blossoming bit by bit exactly the way that you need to. And I feel strongly, because we had that fast moving energy, pile 3, I just want to keep saying, take it a little bit slower. Don't be afraid of reaching for what it is that you want. So most important for you, pile 3, is feel your emotions, trust in the lessons that you've gotten here, trust in the downloads that you're getting, trust that you have a very strong connection to the divine, and this is actually very much a part of your divine path. And I do feel also, if you've been feeling like you need to go and travel, that is going to be excellent for you. And you may be traveling with someone that you haven't met yet, that is going to be really great for you, and someone who's going to be very emotionally supportive and supportive of the work you want to do, like, and how you want to present yourself. Because the Queen of Wands is the career woman, you know, and she goes for what she wants. And I feel like this person's going to be a lot more supportive of that than whoever you're currently maybe dealing with. And if this person, I almost feel, to go back here, has left to follow their own career, it's for you to trust that that path is there for you too. And that's what you're being taught. You don't cheat yourself out of what you want out of life just because someone else is making different decisions. Okay, pile 3, I hope that makes sense. If you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, do check out the description box. And let me know in the comment section how this resonated for you. I'd love to know. So great chatting to you. And I hope this reading brought you some sort of clarity, pile 3. And have a beautiful day wherever you are, whatever time it is. And sending you lots of love. And many, many blessings, pile 3. Bye.